Hello everybody, I am Samuel from Team the Dragons here today, and today we're doing an interview with Austin Pierce, who went 4-2-1 and came and went top 16 at Main States. He's gracious enough to allow us to show us his Night Mrach list. So, hi Austin.
Hey.
So, first things first, I want to ask you, why did you choose Night Mrach?
With the new Fighting Fury belt and Mega Manectric everywhere, it just seemed like a good matchup and a good play.
So some of the Night Mrach players are actually worried about Mega Manectric and Jolteon and stuff like that going into the event. Were you at all worried about that, or no?
The Jolteon definitely added a hurdle, but I was able to, Lysander it up before it got set up.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a big deal the whole day.
So, let's talk about your matchup. So, what was your first match, round one?
Mega Manectric Jolteon. I ended up actually losing game one and then winning game 2 and 3 right after that.
Mm-hmm.
Jolteon never got set up, so it was pretty easy.
But once it did get set up, it was kind of annoying. Then I'm guessing that's why you lost game one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So you got to win round one. What about round two? What did you face round two?
Mega Manectric Jolteon again.
Wow. So how did that matchup play up this time around?
This time I actually 2-0'd it. My opponent started Hoopa the first game, and both games I just got set up too quickly. They couldn't handle it. And, Night Marching for 200 damage, turn 2 is pretty good.
Yeah, you really can't dead draw against Night Mrach too much.
No.
You have like one turn to dead draw against Night Mrach before your opponent just goes, alright, I win.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to my opponent.
So, what was your round? No, go ahead.
So, that's basically just how I won that. And round 3, I played another Mega Manectric Jolteon deck.
Wow. I didn't see too much. No, let's continue.
This one was a little tougher because they got the Jolteon set up, and I tied it. If I just had one more turn, I had the Lysander for game, but, the time got called, winning the turns, and a big easy prevented the game.
That's how it usually is, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're just one turn away. So I didn't have to deal with Manectric Jolteon that much. You played for the first 3 rounds.
Yeah, actually the first 4.
Oh, you played it again too.
Yep. And in round 4, I actually beat it 2-0. It was playing it with Regice and Glalie EX, which...
Oh, okay. Sounds a little clunky.
Yeah, it was definitely clunky. Didn't get set up, and Regice obviously isn't that big of a hurdle for the Night Mrach deck.
No.
Since you're not attacking with Shaman or anything usually.
No. You don't attack with EXs for the most part, unless you're attacking with Shaman, but you don't want to be attacking with Shaman more often than not.
Exactly. So that was an easy game.
Yeah.
Easy match.
Wow, you faced the first 4 matches were Manectric Jolteon variants. Was there really that many Manectric Jolteon decks, or did you just happen to be running into them?
I just happened to run into them. You talk with a friend and they say, "Oh, there's so many Night Mrach," and I'm like, "Wow, there's so many Manectric to me." Then you talk to another guy, "Oh, there's so many Eviltal," It was just a bunch of different stories.
That's how it sometimes is at tournaments. You go, "Wow, there's so many of a certain deck." Wait, really? I haven't seen any of that deck.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, because I was at Illinois States, and I saw maybe 4 or 5 Manectric Jolteons. I actually think I saw more fairy variants than Manectric Jolteon. There was a lot of fairy.
Yeah, the meta's very different usually.
I know.
Can vary.
So, how was your round 5 matchup?
Round 5, I played number 1 seed.
Because at this point you're like, what, 301?
Yeah, 301.
Yeah.
So I played the #1 seed. He was playing Vespiquen, Raichu, and Gallade. And game 1, I dead drew and he swept me pretty easily. And then game 2, I got a little greedy with my battle compressors and decked out 1 turn away from the win.
Oh.
Yeah, so I got 2-0'd by that.
But what was he playing again?
It was Vespiquen, Raichu, Gallade.
Oh, yeah. There's been a lot of Vespiquen decks been doing well as of late. That's another popular deck.
Definitely.
Most people who have been playing Night Mrach have also been playing alongside Vespiquen, so it is kind of interesting to see you play just straight Bronzong Night Mrach, the more straightforward variant, I guess you would call it. And so you're 4-1-1. What was your round? 4-1. What was your round 6 opponent?
3-1-1.
Oh, 3-1-1.
Yeah. At this point.
Sure. Sorry
and
about
then round 6, I played against Night Mrach Melodic, and this guy actually went on to win, but he 2-0'd me. I definitely did not have a good matchup against this. I knock out a Night Marcher with a DCE on it. He Milotics, just keeps recycling the DCE, and I couldn't keep up with it.
Yeah.
So I got 2-0'd pretty quickly.
Yeah, it does seem like their deck has like a better matchup, but like, wouldn't Bronzong help in that matchup, or no, not really?
No, it was just kind of a liability on the bench for Lysander.
Oh yeah, Lysander, I'll take that up, and you can't do anything for a couple turns.
Yeah, if he didn't have the DCE, he just Lysander the Bronzong. If he had it, he's just gonna wipe my board, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, you have 2 float stones, so I wouldn't think getting Lysander would be too big of a problem, but seems like it's still a liability.
I just wasn't really able to try and do it, I guess.
Yeah.
It was a problem. That happens.
So at this point, you're 3-2-1, and that was basically the one that the matchup said, you know what, you're out of the tournament. You can't top 8. Right?
Yeah, that was definitely the one.
So
there was 7 rounds.
Yep.
And so my last game I ended up playing against Tyrantum, Aegis/Bronzong. And I wasn't really worried because the point of Bronzong is to get the basic metals to get around Aegis Slash. So that was an easy matchup. It was an easy 2-0. My opponent didn't draw into much. I just enhanced hammered away the double dragons whenever they came down.
Yeah, you have 2 E-hammers, so that's great.
Yeah, they definitely came in handy in almost every match.
Yeah, your deck seems to be kind of geared towards like anti-Giratina. Almost.
Yeah, it was just another way around it, really. Yeah, the anti-hammer helps with almost every matchup, so throwing 2 in there throws off your opponent for a turn.
Yeah.
Just gives you another turn to take 2 prizes on an EX.
So was your last round opponent playing Giratina or no?
Yeah, there was Giratina in there, but it was mostly focused on Tarantula and Aegis Slash.
That's interesting. Most of those decks try to focus around Tarantula and Giratina.
Yeah.
So
it was definitely a different play. But
yeah, and I honestly thought for the most part those decks were kind of dead. Those Tyranian.
Yes.
So it was kind of interesting.
I thought so too.
That deck finished what, 3-3-1? Something like that?
Yeah, 3-3-1.
That's about as well as I did with Noivern, so I can't say anything too much.
Noivern is a fun play.
Oh, it was fun. But enough about me. Alright. So you did pretty well. Your 2 losses were against a Night Mrach, were like Night Mrach decks apparently? No, Night Mrach and Vespiquen.
Yeah.
So, and your tie was against a Jolteon Manectric deck. You played against 4 decks of that. That was a bit annoying.
Yeah, I played 4 Mega Manectric Jolteon decks in a row. I'm like, when is this ever going to change? It changed, and I dropped 2 in a row.
Right? It's like, oh, the minute you didn't want to play, you stopped playing it, you lost twice.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
So it's kind of ironic, but
yeah, you probably just like, you know what? I want to run into this deck more often.
Yeah, that's kind of what changed my mind about the matchup.
Because you would think that would be a bad matchup for you, because Jolteon says basics can't attack it, and
yeah, exactly. But it's actually a pretty good matchup, in my opinion.
well, that's probably because of Lysander shenanigans, and also probably because they have other attackers besides Jolteon, and you're faster than they are.
Yeah, definitely.
So, did anyone you lose or tie to made top 8? Actually, I think both your opponents made top 8, right?
Yeah, Night Mrach Melodic player that beat me, he won the tournament. And the player playing Vesperkin Raichu Glade got second, actually.
Oh, so you have no reason to be salty.
Nah, I'm not salty.
So, that's okay. Like, I lost the first and second place, can't complain.
Yeah, I don't feel too bad about it. It was a good day.
Yeah. So you came like what? Like, I would assume your resistance was really good. Like 14th then?
I thought so too, but I actually just squeaked in at 16th.
Oh, okay.
I thought I had good resistance and I was going to be like 10 or 12 or something, but
no, those are the X2 players.
Yeah, exactly.
So, now let's go through some of your not changes, but like some of your deck choices. You're playing 4 metal energies. A lot of Night Mrach decks I've seen have only played 3. Can you go to why you played the 4?
Well, when you metal links to, 3 different Pokemon, I mean, you're not gonna do that. Sometimes I find myself having to attach one to a Pumpkaboo and then metal links 2 more on. If I don't have the Dimension Valley out.
Yeah.
So, because I only play 2 Dimension Valley for more consistency. And so it's just easier to get it out if you just have 4.
Yeah, I notice you're also playing Level Ball. That's another odd choice.
Yeah, everything in the deck is 90 HP or less, including Bronzong. And so without having to discard cards if you don't want to, you can just get out anything other than Shaman, of course.
Yeah. That is an interesting decision, and I do actually kind of like the Level Ball in the deck.
Yeah.
You're only playing 3 Battle Compressor. A lot of Night Mrach players I know would go, no, you need to play 4.
Yeah, well, I feel like you're just going to end up discarding the 4th one either way. Yeah. And I felt like with the Trainer's Mails and the Acrobikes, it was consistent enough the way it was, where you would get at least 1 or 2 every turn you wanted one. Like turn 1, Trainer's Mail, get 2 Battle Compressor with a couple Trainer's Mail, Acrobike, Shaman, whatever.
And of course you're playing 3 Fighting Belt, like that's the obvious thing, so you can have like 70 HP Joltik.
Yeah, that was more for if I ran into Baby Eviltal.
Yeah.
But I didn't hit any of those, but that would have been a game-changing card. So Pumpkaboos and Joltiks can't get one-shotted.
Well, Pumpkaboos can still be one-shotted by a Volta with a Muscle Band on it, but
yeah.
Because it'll be at 100, which is like exactly the exact number Volta needs to like one-shot it with a Muscle Band.
Right. Yeah.
But having a sturdy Joltik really probably would have messed with them, but you didn't, like you say, you didn't really face any Volatile decks.
Yeah, exactly.
Are there any changes that you would make to this list? Or changes you wish you had made going into the tournament?
I think I like the deck the way it is. I mean, maybe 2 Lysanders instead of just the 1. And I might even take out the Hex Maniac because I didn't really get a chance to play that card. So maybe for, I don't know, another Acrobike or a Dimension Valley or something.
Yeah. I would imagine you wouldn't really need Hex Maniac that much, except for like maybe against the Night Mrach and Vespiquen deck, so you can hex away their melodic ability, or then like hex them turn 1 so they don't get like the 3 or 4 shamans turn 1.
Yeah. I think I got to play it once or twice, but other than that, it wasn't too big to use. But it's definitely a safety card to have in there in case you get a turn 1.
Yeah, or in case you run into like a Giratina, not Giratina, but Aegislash or something like that. You never know.
Yeah.
Which you did run into Aegislash, and I'm guessing
Yeah.
Hex was a little helpful there.
Yeah, I think I might have Hex Maniac and Aegislash, but I mean, basically just getting the metal energies on the Night Marcher, it's just the easier route. So,
So you have a lot.
That was just an easy matchup.
Yeah. Let's see. Some Night March players I've noticed are playing the full 4 Shaman. Is there a reason why you're only playing 3?
It's a liability against most decks, and like I said, the consistency piece was there for my deck, and so just having a 4th one, it would just go to the discard or just be a liability on the bench to me.
Yeah, I think people play the form not necessarily because they want to bench all 4, so they're just going to run into them more often, knowing that they're probably only playing 3, so they can run into the Shaman more often, or in case they prize a Shaman, they still have 3 in the deck, or something like that.
Yeah. I just feel like if I have 4 in the deck, I'll be tempted to play them all.
That's fair. Each player needs to construct a deck around their own play style, and it definitely seems to be around your own play style.
Yeah, sometimes I try to dig too deep for certain things.
Oh, that's a problem, digging too deep, and you just go, crud, I have nothing left.
Yeah, I just decked out.
Yeah. You did do that once, you said, right?
Yeah, I did. I guess the best Quinn deck.
Do you think Night March was the correct call for today? I mean, not for today, but for that day.
I think it was a good call. I mean, it was definitely, a good call, but where I didn't think there would be any Vespiquen Gallade decks. I was thinking more Evil Tall EX type of decks would show up. And I thought it was a good call, but, that didn't happen.
Like, no Voltal, like, I've been looking at, like, a lot of the standings, like, little to no Voltal showed up at all. Like all the Voltal was just basically scared out because everyone was scared of Jolteon and Netric. And
yeah, exactly.
And from what I've seen, the Jolteon and Netric didn't do that well.
No, I don't think it did. I was checking those standings the other day, and it wasn't really, doing well.
No. Did it top 8 your Did any top 8 your states?
I think one did.
Was it the one that you tied?
7th seed. No, that wasn't that
one. Were there any other decks you were thinking of playing going into states?
Yeah, I was thinking about playing actually the Mega Extra deck myself, but I figured the mirror wouldn't be too fun, so
no.
And I'm not trying to spend $60 on each Jolteon right now.
Oh, there's $60? I thought there were 40.
Tomato States, I think it kind of skyrocketed.
God, dear Lord. So, I think there's one more. I think there's one more question that's on my mind. I keep forgetting it. Were there, like you said, like the Hex Maniac was like the card that you were considering not playing in your deck, correct?
Yeah.
What was the what cards were you considering going into the event of not putting in your deck that you're glad that you did put in your deck after all?
Oh, well, the Fighting Fury Bell, I almost just stuck with the Muscle Bands, but, the Fighting Fury Bell is just so good, and I was so scared about Evil Tall that I felt I basically auto-win Evil Tall if I get the Fighting Fury Belt on it.
Yeah. And, I noticed you don't play any Shauna or Birch. Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, well, I play 0 Shuffle Supporters. I wanted to play 1 Judge in case I got decked out like I did in that one game.
Yeah.
Because, that happens sometimes, and I can just be a seeker for it.
Yeah.
But, so I didn't play any Shuffle Supporters because I felt like I just want to draw everything I need. and just Sycamore for it, discard what I don't want, just grab all 7, and
just be as aggro as possible. Acrobike, Shaman, Ultra Ball, Sycamore, just go.
Yeah.
Tears Veil.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that seems to be a very aggressive draw deck.
Yeah, I just felt like the consistency was enough. You get set up turn 1, you get your Bronzong out, just get all the energies, power up your other Pokemon, and then play supporters like Lysander, Hexmaniac, whenever you need it.
Yeah. Well, this seems like a very good and solid list, and you obviously did very well with it. And your only 2 losses were against people who came first and second. So if nothing else, that's an extremely good record. And I'm glad that you showed this list with us today. And
yeah, thank you.
Thank you for being here today. This was Austin Pierce. I'm Sammy15 the Dragon Timmy here. That's all we have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I shall see you guys next time.